Now, at this stage, what we're going to do is set up the car for a wheel alignment, and that's to adjust the settings, as you saw on the worn tyres, how they're wearing on the inside. And to do that, we've got to put these cameras on each side of the car, front and rear wheels, one on each. And as we're going along, we'll explain to you what the computer picks up with the sensors. So of course you've got one on the front, one on the rear, and on the other side. In the old days, instead of having cameras, there was string. New technology machines, anybody can adjust it. As you can see on the board over there, we've got a picture of the car with the setup of the cameras on it. Now what he's going to have to do is move the car back and then forward. The computer tells you when to stop. Now what that has done has picked up the settings. He will now lock the steering wheel into position. First you've got to put the brake on, of course. Now those bolts that he took out of there, or the little pins, they are for the front turntables. Now he'll do his reading, his left to right. And again, the computer tells you when to stop. Goes back to the right now. Brings it back to the middle. Now is when he's going to lock his steering wheel in position, so it's actually straight, not at 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock or anything like that. It's got to be dead straight. And if you have a look at the board there, you can see the computer tells you which wheels are out of adjustment. Two front ones are out and your driver's side rear. And that makes sense by the tyre wear that we saw. Now on this particular car, there is front and rear adjustments on the alignment. If you don't start from the back and people only adjust the front, it's a waste of your money because the readings are not going to be right, and when you drive your car down the road, it's going to pull to the left or to the right. And most people do not touch the back because it takes too long, and some of them don't even know it's got adjustments on the back.
Okay, when you can see here at the top, that's the caster. The caster is in line, it's okay. We don't need to adjust that. But the camber, you can see here, is 0.9, 1.0. That's fairly way out. That's your camber, what we need to adjust. The bottom is your toe. That's what wears out the tyres, and the camber is what makes the car drift. If we don't fix the camber, it's going to be chewing out the tyres. So that has to be fixed. I have to go look underneath the car and see what has to be done.
Now Mohammed's going to start adjusting the rear. And what are you doing, Mohammed? Is that the toe in or the caster?
The toe.
The toe, is it?
Yeah. If you're going to adjust the camber on this, it needs an aftermarket camber kit, which it doesn't have.
Right.
Have to get an aftermarket, but we can adjust the toes.
And that should stop the tyre from wearing.
Tires, yeah.
Good. Now, is that far out, Mohammed?
It is out by a little bit, that's why it's wearing out the tyres from the inside.
Right.
So you're looking at the computer now to help you for the adjustment?
Yeah, I'm looking at the computer to tell me when it's centre, so it'll stop wearing out the tyres. So it was out by a little bit. Gotta try to centralise it the best we can.
So is that the 1.2 or the 1.9 that you're working on?
The 1.2. The 1.2 is the camber.
Right.
The camber is slightly out, but it shouldn't cause wearing out the tyres because it's still in the green. So it should be okay once we do the toes.
Very good. And is that side out?
That side is out by 4 mil.
0.4 or?
Nah, just 4 mil.
Okay. That's quite a bit, is it?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. This is your camber bolts up here. What's bolted onto the shocker. I have to loosen them to adjust the camber. This is your toe. This is your toe. If we look on the other side, his camber bolts on this side are one way around. So what I have to do, I have to take off the caliper, flip the bolts around so I can adjust the camber. On the driver's side, it's okay, but on the passenger side, I can't adjust. So I have to bring it down, take off the bolts so I can adjust the camber. So the settings on the computer, can go 0.2, so the car won't pull and won't wear out the tyres. So I'm going to drop the car and get started. Gotta unbolt the wheel so I can get to the caliper. Turn the steering so I can get to the bolt. Now that I flipped the camber bolts, I'm ready to put the wheel back on so I can give it a quick adjustment again. The job isn't too hard to get to, just takes a bit of time to do it right. You never put the bolts in by gun. Always do them with hand, a couple of threads, so you don't damage the studs.
And I see that you're actually doing it counterclock or opposite to each bolt.
You always tighten the wheel going opposite side. Never go around clockwise, always go crisscross.
And why is that?
So the wheel always sits in place. So the wheel doesn't move around or get caught. Sometimes there's surface rust, the wheel doesn't bolt on properly. So that's why we go crossways.
Bumper to bumper, we love them all.